Welcome to episode 2 of the Mix Blend. Today's mixture is the same people that you heard in the episode 1 of the Swingers. What was it?
Swingin' Studio 69.
Today we're in the Swingin' Studio 4040, baby. And we're kicking it up a different bit of a notch. Guess who just came out of rehab?
Oh
shit!
Oh
shit, the nigga!
Joe the bouncer!
Oh shit!
Let her preach!
Yes, sir! How'd you get out this time, Joey? Hello.
Going back into the subject that I had a different story where I said there's a reason women stand on corners.
Good lord.
I'm sorry. Stefan was here.
I was.
Went to this party back when house parties were a thing before I got old. Now if I go, Chris Hansen's going to show up.
What are you
Except they tell me I shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But
You shouldn't be there.
we go to this party. We're chilling. Tommy, who's here by the way, super drunk. Super
I was
drunk.
here,
You were at this party.
and I was drunk. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Super
I'd like to
drunk.
You brought the crown.
Tommy buys a bottle of Smirnoff. He loses said bottle of Smirnoff. He starts talking to himself and he's like, Darius, you need to find my Smirnoff.
That's exactly.
I
And I'm
remember
like,
this.
so I said,
I wasn't there, but I know that's what happened.
That's how he gets there, Joe.
so I go to myself.
Sam, you alright?
I take it upon myself, almost like as a privilege, almost as a liberty, to find Tommy's bottle of Smirnoff. So I go upstairs. There's a couple chicks up there, decent looking, better looking than I am, I guess, because when I asked them, hey, do you know where this bottle of Smirnoff's at? You know, my homie downstairs. She said, and just turned away from me. And I was like, yeah? And I contemplated just yanking her hair and running away, but I just kept it moving. So I went in the living room. Nobody's listening to me. Stefan's like, hey, baby, what's wrong? You know, what's going on? And I'm like, look, man, Tommy lost his bottle of Smirnoff. I'm trying to explain to where it's at. He helps me start looking. All of a sudden, this flock of women come in. Flock of seagulls. It almost might as well like we have been checking IDs at the door because these chicks come in. They're about 17, 18. One, I think, was 16. Shh.
This is back when they were 16.
Yeah, by the way, so these underage chicks come in, they start talking about this. I go downstairs and tell Tommy, hey, I can't find your bottle of Smirnoff. He goes, no, you don't understand. You need to find it. So I run upstairs because my obligation to Tommy's is more important than anything in my life right now at this very moment. I'm trying to get through this doorway. What's it called, Joe? When you don't have really a doorway, like what's this called? When you go from one room to the other, but there's no door to go into it.
Just an entryway.
Okay. So I sound stupid, but still, just an entryway. So we cut through this entryway or whatever. Stefan's sitting there. He's talking to me. I said, hey, man, I need to get in the living room. All these chicks who came in earlier, by the way, are just going to me and going, yeah, right, just completely ignore me. So real loud, I went, hey! And everybody looked at me. I said, y'all hoes gotta move. And Stefan was immediately like, no. No. Don't call 90% of the females hoes.
Sounds
And I went, no. Hey, y'all hoes gotta move. And this chick went, why do we have to move? I'm like, because I'm looking for something and y'all just fucking standing around. She goes, we're not hoes because we're standing around. I said, you know what hoes do? One of the most degrading moments of my life from a 16-year-old Darius goes, you know why hoes is standing around in certain places? And she's like, what's that supposed to mean? I said, look, hoes is designated to stand in one certain area. And that certain area is corners of streets. And she went, what? And I was like, hoes stand on corners of streets. I can't have hoes standing in the middle of entryways, standing in front of the refrigerator, standing in front of me, getting to where I need to go. I said if hoes was standing wherever they wanted to, this is a legit conversation, by the way, that I'm having to a 17-year-old girl directly in her face. I am the only light-skinned one here, by the way. Stefan's dark, but he's cheering him on. But still, he's standing behind me, and I'm telling him, if hoes wanted to stand wherever they fucking wanted, there'd be anarchy, there'd be chaos. I said, imagine going down 14th and you want to cross McKinley. There's a couple hoes blocking your shit. I said, you know what happened? Is that used to happen. I said, until one man tried to cross the street in a purple caddy, he got out and he smacked that bitch and he told her where to stand. That's why hoes stand on the middle of the corner. Now get the fuck out this entryway. And Stefan, wide mouth, went, what? real loud.
That was the most like
And
inspirational
they
outlandish
moved.
shit.
Just separated like Moses just crossed the red fucking sea, and I walked through, and that's probably one of the more proud, savage moments of my life.
Absolute savagery. Here's the toast.
Here, here.
I toast Chuck.
Get you, man.
You can hear the bottles. We're having a good time.
Fun.
It's a good time.
Podcasts. But that's complete freestyle off the top. Just telling some hoe why she can't.
So you
Stand
mentioned
in front
about
of
the 14th and McKinley, like trying to jump in. So I was riding with him, and somehow Lily tried to jump in the car, like for real, a crackhead or something. She was like, "Hey," kept trying to open it, up, and Stephanie just goes, "Go, go, go, go,
It
go."
happened to us on 14th and Watchers with Greg. We were sitting in a car, and Greg pulls up, and this chick's like, "Hey, can you give me a ride?" And I'm like, "Greg, don't give her a ride." And
But Greg did
so
not.
Marky's in the car.
Oh god. Here's where it takes a turn.
So Marky's like, "Wait, let's give her a ride." And I'm like, "No, let's not give this chick a ride." Her friend comes out of nowhere. "Y'all giving us a ride?" And Marky's like,
She was legit in the bushes on her knees.
Yeah.
so Marky's
Old
like,
school 1998.
"We can give you."
You hide in the bushes.
She
on
heard.
her stop.
Marky's like, "We can give you a ride." Subliminal explicit content.
You know, follow the rules of the road.
She's like, "We can give you a ride," and she's like, "We don't do that." Marky's like, "Ah." Now I can't give you a ride. So then Greg's like, "Hey, listen, I just got to get home." And she's like, "Well, why don't you just fucking drive off then?" And he's like, "I will." She's like, "Well, why don't you drive off?" And he's like, "I will drive off." And he peels off. We get about 5 minutes up the road, and Marky goes, "You're fucking racist."
Hey, but you know what though? Kind of off topic, but not really. Speaking of Marky and cars, the funniest story, and you have to tell it 'cause I don't remember what he said.
When we drove up on them kids on the median?
No, the dude, that black dude standing for the bus wearing the fucking Starberry jersey.
Oh.
We're sitting at a stoplight, and Marky hangs up the window. He's like, "Hey man, where'd you get that Starberry jersey?" And dude was like, "Hey, yeah." He's like, "Marky said, that's pretty dope, throwback, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, you know, there used to be a store over here in Southridge." He went on and gave this whole dissertation on fucking Starberry, and Marky's like, "That's fucking dope." That dude. And I was waiting for it because this guy wasn't quite all there, I don't think. But I was waiting for Marky just to be really, really mean to him. But in Marky's credit, he was just like, "Yeah, man, he really made that nigga's day because he was rocking the."
If nobody knows, Starberry was dropping in stores. Stephenberries.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was all the rage. Okay,
Hey,
Everybody had
everybody had
$9
that fucking
sneakers, $2 jerseys. It was a come up. But you couldn't wear them to school because niggas would roast you and beat you up. But
Yep.
the car story that I had was when we were younger, you had the Expedition. We pulled up where the Buffalo Wild Wings is now. If you're looking to your left off of 14th, when you have that option to go down that weird Twilight Zone street to the Casey's,
Yeah.
or just go at 14th like a human.
We always
Marky
chose
leans
darker
out of the
road.
car. There's a chick, she may be 13, 14, obviously babysitting. There's two boys. Marky leans out the car and goes, "Hey, you know I'm your daddy, right?" And they looked at him like, "Is he?" And Joe drove off. But I started to think to myself, what are those kids that's brought up this story before?
Yeah.
But we were just walking down 14th with some Negro.
You know,
Like that.
hey, but you know who said it best was fucking Dane Cook. Where he says, "You can be a part of anybody's life. You know, you just gotta walk up to them, snatch the ice cream out of him, like, fuck you! Always remember me! I was 7, and I was eating my tasty treat. And a man, he approached, took my ice cream out of my hand, and screamed, always remember me.
fucking
And I have.
savage. Savage as fuck, man.
That does make sense. I always think about that. Sometimes I'm at work. Sometimes I'm just normally sitting around my house being a loser. But I think to myself, I wonder what impact I've had on somebody randomly.
True.
Because you hear a lot of stories about people who go, "I was going to shoot myself until that guy held my door open for me at Dollar General."
Yeah, man. It's always so trippy. It's
No,
always
it
so
is.
trippy.
Is that our dogs barking like that?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Outside.
Oh, well, fuck them.
I remember like a party like down in Tennessee where I go to school and shit. And I remember I was working at I was my old internship offered me like $100 for a day just to come out and just like work this event, like open the door and everything like that. I was like, all right, 100 bones in a day, like fuck it, okay. So like this kid, like I'm working the door, this kid comes up to me, he's like, hey man, I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you were at a party and you just had a bottle of Jameson and you were in an Indian costume. It was Halloween 2015 and we shook up hands, man. And I don't know, like,
Can
I
I
thought
get
that
in?
was like, right? And he was like, and that was like a really cool moment and shit like that. No, he had a ticket already, and I was like, all right, word, bro. And he was like, yeah, man, I just remember that. And if you ever have like a bottle of whiskey and you're in an Indian costume again, you know what I'm saying, like, hit me up. And I'm like, all right, because I just do that every other Thursday.
Only on them terms,
Right?
Yeah.
Like, only those terms may you contact me. But anyway, it's just like weird because it's like I had no idea that this dude, like, I shook up with this dude. I was just over here just having like partying and shit. So
I had a dude remember us from Iowa City. He came up to me. He said, "Hey man, I know you." I was like, "No, you don't." He's like, "You was just like Slash. You was at a bar. You weren't old enough to drink." And I was like,
that is fucking
"That's very
scary.
specific." And
That-
he was
that's
like,
exactly
He's
that.
like, "Yeah." He's like, "We had a couple beers with you at your table." He's like, "I thought you was from there." I was like, weird."
I have a story like that. I was at a bar with some friends, and the guy goes, "Hey, bro, I know you." And I was like, "Well, maybe I'm from the South Side." He's like, "No, did you get into a fight at Manning's once?" And he kind of started just a short description of the fight. Bless you. And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "I tell that fucking story all the time." And I was like, "I tell it all the time." And he's like, "No." He says, "It's weird that I even recognize you, but I tell that fucking story all the fucking time about that fight." He said it was just like choreographed. But yeah, so yeah, I've had that.
Damn.
So Steph, I'm gonna bring up the story where you made that girl pass out at one of our shows.
No, dude,
By fist
why?
bumping
Why
her.
would we? Come on, man.
Because just imagine the impact of her life.
gonna bring that
She
up?
passed out because
So you're sexual chocolate.
because of dehydration. It wasn't because of me just
Yeah.
all up in a
Dehy
playing
Stephen.
mediocre
Yeah.
solo. Like,
Steph was playing his guitar and then he stopped, fist bumped her, and she was like, "Ah!"
that is not. That is, okay, that's 80% of that is true. 80% of that is true.
And then all of a sudden, an ambulance shows up after our set.
She had a condition beforehand before she came in.
Stephanisms.
No, she had a condition because I remember I was like,
She
"Do
didn't
you have
have
any?"
a
She was like,
chance,
"Yeah,
man."
I have anemia or something like that," and I was like, "All right, you got to hydrate before you." And so like.
Wait, how'd you know specifically?
Because I came up and asked you, I was like, this is my fucking image on the line. We were under a management company at that point, or freshly under a fucking management company. And like, I remember I was like, man, this shit's starting to kind of turn up a little bit. I don't want to have a bad image. And then this girl's over here just like, yeah, I passed out because we fist bumped. And I was like, whoa, hey. I was like, you have
So
like,
she admitted it is because of the fist bump.
but I was
You're
like,
saying what
I
you
was
do.
like- I was like, he's looking for the blood on my hand.
You think it? Just don't touch that man's hand. You I'm responsible for you, goddammit.
I was like, did you have some kind of condition before? She's like, yeah, I'm anemic. And I'm like, okay, that might have been it. And then she got called up in the fucking...
No, it's because you touched her.
I'm a very clean person, Darius.
Don't ever try to clear that story up again.
Bro,
For real,
Next
bro?
time you
No.
tell that story, you touched her, she died.
Everybody's hearing this, by the way. This is live.
Hey,
yeah.
I am not
Tell
that
him
kind
that
of person.
you
I'm
and
not going to choose that because I'm not that kind of person.
you got cheered. Come on,
Bro.
Yeah, you cheered to it.
First, I just remember you come up to me like, yeah, that girl at fist bump passed out. And I was like, what happened?
That was a great show, wasn't it? That was
Yeah,
a
it
great
was a
fucking
great
show.
You squealed your guitar fist bump and she was like, out. So, and it was great. She probably tells that story to go along with what we were saying.
I would tell
Joe,
her.
I've been meaning to ask you a question for like 3 months now, bro, because I haven't been back here.
You've been gone for like a year.
If you got into a very argumental fight with Robert De Niro, and that nigga was disrespectful as fuck, y'all are in line at a Hardee's, and he was just like, you know what? If you gonna do something, nigga, do something and shit like that.
But who said that?
Would you a react and whoop that nigga's ass, or would you be just like being the bigger man who's like, you know what, Mr. De Niro, I respect your work and everything like that? What do you think would have the better outcome long term?
For him, it depends. Is my buddy recording it?
Yeah, I'm recording it.
He is
Sure.
recording
He
it?
is
I'm
recording,
I'm
sure.
beating the fuck out of him. First of all, but it's gonna go just like you said. You look, Mr. De Niro, I have a lot of respect for you. And I
Soccer,
appreciate
she
you.
just
I
shut
understand
the
that you may
fuck
be
up.
having a bad day or whatever,
Yeah.
but don't nobody talk to me like that. You understand me, son? Don't nobody talk to me like that.
Be Goodfellas. All right.
Hey, and then I'd run his pockets and I'd leave.
You need to shut your fucking mouth and learn.
Like, smart bitch.
Shut your fucking face.
Hey, you get a chance to order, motherfucker. You gonna rub on me like this? You gonna lost your motherfucking mind?
You know the fuck I am?
Robert De Niro looking motherfucker.
Fuck I am.
He said shit on some nigga look just
He
like
looked
Robert De
like
Niro.
he looked like Hitler. Yeah.
Sit here and trap this.
I don't think there's a lot of famous people who actually get in my face that I just wouldn't give a fuck about because I'm not famous.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah.
Sue me for what?
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey spits on your shoes. What do you do?
Serving that nigga. That nigga just spit on my
Nah,
fucking
he's
shoes.
not
Number one.
He's not that.
Joe's like all my life.
All my life, everything is all
You
right,
gotta get
all
in the
right,
car
all
and you're
right.
gonna wait for him outside and then just run him over. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck
He's just
Matthew
too.
McConaughey.
I think no. The reason why you can't beat up McConaughey
Watch
is he can
me.
take the worst beating ever given to man. It just keeps saying, "Hey man, I understand you're trying to beat me up, but
Hey.
Everything's all right, all right, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You just be giving. He's like a goddamn Bosnian. You just beat him and he just will not drop. Look at his career.
For real.
We love you, man.
Julia, do you have any topics that you would like to input?
No,
Come
not
on.
at all.
So what's your so
We're dying
if
right now.
McConaughey spits on your shoe, what are you doing?
Drop to my knees.
I was gonna go
Exactly.
What?
No,
So
I would get really.
that's the exact sound, right?
Big ass aggressive ass snort.
If that's what it is.
That's dirty.
So I don't have a topic.
Sucking his
Ideally, yeah.
Ideally, what the fuck is that?
Nick's notification. Joe, because he always has those abrasive
Trump
notifications.
Trump one.
Alright, my
Shit.
bad, go ahead.
Well, I had an idea where we were just talking about the different polls that we're going through with Marvel and DC and stuff like that. It's just, I mean, well, now that'd be kind of biased because I was going to say PS4, Xbox, but I realized where everybody stands in this room, except
Jimmy?
I got both.
Fucking
Fuck you.
Jimmy.
Jimmy's
I got
listen to how
both.
he said it. I got both.
Jimmy's sitting there
Fuck
watching.
That means he's a PS4 fan.
Jimmy's watching.
No, it doesn't. I
Pink
like
Floyd's
them
The
both.
Wall
PS4
on
fans are
VR.
like, you know, Trump.
PS4s, I got both, but I mainly play my PS4 because I like the controller better. Like, fuck off.
Like,
I
you
play
know,
them both equally.
PlayStation.
You don't just, like,
Jimmy's
play
PlayStation
one
Live
game
is
on
free.
PS4.
You know, I mean, so I'm. It's kind of just the better option for me.
What?
Xbox.
I got it. Biggie.
Fuck PlayStation Network.
Oh, and
no,
actually,
come on.
one is one.
So,
actually, somebody
Biggie.
requested to hear,
What?
which is Bryce Wagner, which is shout out who actually gave me the comment.
Yeah.
I love you, Bryce.
So,
Love you, Bryce.
love you too.
I love you more.
Can we give our opinion?
So I'm Biggie and Tupac?
Biggie and Tupac.
Biggie.
Well,
I got
I'm
my
biased.
answer.
Really,
I'm,
Jimmy?
Don't argue with me. Biggie.
Let's say
We're
give
good.
us a
I'm gonna
I'm
argue with you.
Pac fan, just
Come on, Sam.
over. That's just because, like, I mean, not saying that Biggie wasn't a lyricist, but I don't know. I like the poetry behind Pac. I do. There's just something about his music that I'll listen to regardless. Like, this morning, woke up in a great mood because Me Against the World came on. And I'm just like, you know what? Today's going to be a good fucking day. It's exactly what I thought, actually.
Jimmy says, Blacko.
Pac. I mean, have you seen the movie?
Plus,
No.
Pac, punk, Biggie.
I don't know.
Bro.
I'm just a bigger fan of
I
Pac's
think just
music.
because they had beef doesn't mean that they're in the same genre.
No,
Exactly.
no, absolutely
They're
not.
They're totally different
They're
genres.
not.
So, I mean,
That's why I said, you know.
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna go straight on how many songs I like more than one or the other.
Pac.
Just science of it and Pac, but it's not even fair because Pac put out way more songs.
He
He
did.
is,
Put out one
he
music.
is the he's rap personified.
Here's the thing about Pac and Biggie, because Biggie is always associated. He knew how to get the party rocking. He knew how to flow on top of
Yeah,
the
that's
beat.
the bullshit
and got
part, I
everybody
know.
moving. Pac was about a message. Pac was
Yeah.
about a fucking a
Realism.
message that was going to speak to the next generation. You can
Right.
hear all the time in his interviews, from the time he was in jail, from the time he was in Vegas before he died, and when he was
It
like
was-
shooting the
his
fucking
interviews are mixed.
I go around video.
As a
Like,
rap artist, Pac is the most sampled
He was
artist
he was a
of his
visionary.
genre.
Name a rapper right now, other than these new niggas like Lil Yachty and shit, who weren't influenced by Pac? You can't name one. Because he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He inspired a new generation. He sparked a mind that was going to change the world. We have yet to see what that mind is, but you got to respect what he left behind. So I think that shit's dope.
I'm saying Dylon.
Top five great stuff.
Because he spits highlight.
Dylon. Because I spit top five.
Alright. That being said.
There
I put him in the same category, personally.
What?
I put him in the same category personally because Biggie ain't shit without Pac.
Exactly.
Yep.
'Cause when it
Well,
comes
back then, you have to understand that. Back then, in that era, in the 90s, that's what spawned rap beefs and shit like that. Is what spawned rap
Careers,
sets.
right?
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it was the
problem
first big fucking
They took it too far?
first rivalry between two rappers.
They took it
What
far
was
enough.
First off,
Publicized anyway.
because you had
Publicized.
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
ES1, you had Eazy-E versus
Ice
Ice
Cube.
Cube.
But
But we're talking about publicized. Though.
But Ice
When
Cube's
they-
and
Oh, they were all
publicized.
They were all publicized.
Yeah.
But when they
Right.
started sampling that 80s, like with Pac with Changes, Biggie with that Juicy Fruit, whatever the fuck it was. When they started sampling that, when they got those big hits, that's what transformed them into icons from the regular rap game.
The only reason that I give the comparison to him is because their beef was based off, their selling point. Is because Pac beefing with Biggie is the reason that East Coast people were buying mostly Biggie's shit and teaming up.
Well, West Coast is buying
And West
mainly
Coast was
Pac.
buying mainly Pac because of it, because they did put everybody at a split.
But they created this whole East Coast versus West Coast thing, which ended up being a big fucking deal. Like,
It was a big fucking. It worked as far as marketing
It's
goes.
not even just marketing. Like if you look at
It became like real.
It was a
like,
lifestyle.
a real fucking thing.
Like if you're from New York,
lifestyle.
you go to California, you're killing some people down in California.
Yeah. It became like a real fucking issue, and it took rappers to stop it. Is what's fucked up, and like you guys don't remember this, but in the '90s, like gang activity was at a height. Like even in Des Moines, it was really bad
Because it was new.
Yeah, well, or whatever the case may be. And there's the government was moving gang members around, and they were bringing. They would take a small-time gang member from a big city and bring him here, and he turned into a big fucking gang member. And he would recruit people and blah, 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 blah. So it became a big fucking issue, and honestly, it took fucking hip-hop is what squashed that fucking beef. It really did.
Well, it was an outlet.
Yeah.
I mean,
But when all your favorite artists are saying it's whack, you end up
I mean,
fucking whack.
you tend to feed into it a little bit.
That
But,
fucking dog out of here.
What's in the cage?
I mean, you
Listen
tend to
to
feed
voice
into it a little
authority.
bit at least. I mean, you've got you've got people that are just straight up elitists about it. They didn't buy into it. As far as that, I don't even have a good word to fucking describe it. But I mean, you've got the mass majority that did buy into it. You were one side or the other.
Right. Well, I mean, in the music industry, you didn't have like musically individuality until the 80s, because in the 70s, like from the 70s to the 60s to the 50s, like the record companies controlled what the youth listened to or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it was
and
the
then
beginning
after
of everything.
Right, and then after the artists broke out from the record companies, that's when you have people who are actually conveying their message, which are actually reaching the people. So this concept is actually kind of new.
Well, it was it was the 80s when people just started to jump up at that point.
Right.
To express their individualism.
That's why Michael Jackson
kind
was so big.
Step out in front of all of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Imagine-
the 80s is where that was. It was the pinnacle, in my opinion.
And imagine how hard it is to get your word out like that or make a difference
Today,
pre-social media.
well, even today,
yeah, that's true.
Even today,
And even
even
People
with
don't give a
social
fuck.
media out there, it's there. It's a resource. It's a tool, but.
It
You know,
almost works
think of-
like oppositely too, because then it's like when everybody anywhere can put as much of their shit out there, like there's more competition with social media and everything.
well, right,
It
but
kinda,
that's
shrinks
where a lot
it
of them-
shrinks the playing field more than it like really.
Well, that's where a lot of them
expands
fail,
it,
though.
yeah.
Social media, they're putting all their best shit out there for free. Everybody can listen to it. Where 10 years ago,
Could've put out a single
there
for
were
free.
still new
There's
platinum
no
selling
selling a single
artists.
for free.
Oh,
But
now-
you could count more
today-
on word by like.
Sure.
Look
like,
how Ice Cube
hearing,
reacted when his
like,
album came out. He didn't get
what is
paid.
it, word by
Like, he
mouth or
went into
whatever,
that
like
dude's
that. You
office.
just hear
His
it like
baseball
out and
bat.
about.
Well,
Because
yeah,
it was
but-
also like a thing back in the day to go out in big groups and go do things together, as opposed to
Exactly.
like the social media realm where it's just like you listen to it, you're like, oh, that's cool, and then you move on with your life.
And
Well,
it's
yeah.
so easy to escape now too, because
Yeah.
you have your own phone, you got your own things that you're into, you have your own YouTube videos, and you have your own channels that you subscribe to. But back then, all you had was the news, you had the radio,
Sure.
and you had the records and the fucking cassette tapes that
Yeah,
you had. After
magazines.
that, it was like you're
Travel.
you're forced to face the real world, and so you're involved. You're automatically involved with these issues.
Yeah, wait till next month's issue.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
happened to somebody?
Well, yeah, 10 years ago.
Imagine that now.
It was
You
a
wait
feat.
till next month.
You know, 10 years ago, it was a feat to sell 1 million albums anywhere.
But you
Now-
only can't wait till next month because of social media.
Exactly.
Right.
And social
Everybody's-
media, it makes everything right there,
Yeah.
right now, when you want it, when they want it, more importantly. It's immediate. You know, there are 1,000,001 forms of social media out there, whether it be email from the very first or to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Foursquare and all that good shit today. You know, Foursquare's a thing. It's garbage,
No,
but
go ahead.
Yeah, it's
Use it?
absolute garbage.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
no, it's there are 1,000,001 outlets as there were, even opposed to 10, 15 years ago today, as opposed to back then. But that's also kind of a double-edged sword because, you know, social media is there. It's an immediate resource where, say, you've got a new song, you know, you think it's good, you put it out there, you know, but it's free at that point. But you want people to know about it. Where 10 years ago, all that shit didn't exist. If you had a good song and you thought
Radio.
exactly.
You had to get radio played.
You-
Yeah.
you-
Now,
a
you had to
station-
pay for radio play
a-
too.
a-
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
A
fucking
station
free
had
like it
to
is.
a station had to be into your shit, love your shit, and want to share it
Yep.
with the mass majority for them to play it. 10 years ago, today, you know, it's all about who pays the most for the most promotion
Right.
and most exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you look at, 10 years ago. I mean, going
Not 10
from
years ago, 20 years ago.
going from a rock and metal perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
10 plus years ago.
Yeah,
bro.
because
Exactly.
Soldier Boy, Justin
10
Bieber,
plus
they all
years
got
ago.
famous in
Well,
Well,
both.
that's like I feel like
Yeah.
the point he was trying to illustrate was, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to speak
It's
for you.
politics. at
Justin
this
But
Bieber
it's
got
like
fucking-
artists used to
Yeah.
depend
Hey!
on.
I didn't
Yak,
speak
yak,
on
yak.
that, but yeah,
Gotta
it's
get
10
fucking word
at
in.
least 10
Sam's got
plus
the
years.
Galaxy fucking S7 now.
First
Artists.
off,
I'm sorry, if that's fuck. That's the wrong phone. Whatever. Listen to my words though. Okay, so
not listening to
artists used to depend on fucking record companies to sell records. Now record companies depend on what relevant artists are out
Right.
and how they can sell records. Now they're looking at Instagram. Now they're looking at Vine. What people can generate the most likes, and it's fucking disgusting because they're like getting interns and millennials to fill these like unpaid jobs to do that research for them.
And I guarantee
Right.
you right now, I guarantee you right now, if you went into a record producer's office, he's going to say, how many people are subscribed to his IG? How many people does he
Right,
have
and that's
They
exactly
want you to
it.
do
Exactly.
most of the work
That's exactly
for
it.
them. so
Yeah,
that they don't
it's
have to-
not-
Here's my marketing.
at this
Genius.
point today,
Fucking
record
genius.
labels are
there's
fucking.
it's not about talent. It's
good
not
thing,
about.
Yeah.
No,
It's not
But it
about.
still is about talent.
No, it's
too.
not.
Yeah.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit.
It is.
You have to be able to make
Because again, my point of saying that when everybody can watch everything at any given time, the actual like talent and people who stand out are going to get the most likes, the most whatever.
Okay.
And even if you don't think that they're whatever,
You can't-
they appeal to
Well-
enough of the vast
You
majority.
can't say that
On
when
the other
Gangnam Style
side.
got like 2 billion views.
What?
On the other
So you
side
can-
of that, though.
What are you talking about? People love Gangnam Style just because you didn't.
No, I loved it. I'm just saying it was stupid as fuck. Like,
Okay, but that's an opinion. But that shit blew up.
The
Exactly.
fact of the matter is that this is beneficial.
Worldwide, bro.
This is beneficial to
K-pop.
artists.
People in Bangladesh was YouTubing that shit.
Well, as much as people want to hate how mainstream it gets, or they go, "Oh, it's only based off this and that," it's only beneficial to people who are in the position who actually rap. For instance, everybody wants to bring up the fact that Tech9. If you ever talk about Tech9's skill to anybody else who was a fan of Tech9, the only thing they bring up to you is the fact that, "Oh yeah, well he made $1 million doing that shit that you don't like." Well, yeah. The reason he made $1 million is because he didn't have the publication that he had. He didn't have producers or anything going this. He just did what he did, and people followed it. So now you're in a position to go. If I can make a song and it can get 1 million likes on Facebook, I'm famous.
Yeah.
For the fact that
Yeah.
you can't do it on a simple post. And that's just crazy to me. So a lot of people are sitting there saying, or they downplay how music used to be. Oh, you used to have to try. You used to have to do this. You used to have to send your shit to record companies. Benny Siegel said it best. If you send a demo to somebody, you go to that person's house and you knock on the door the day the mail comes.
Yeah.
So that way you force them to listen to it. It's not like that anymore. So it is beneficial. Tyler, the Creator, made $1 million off touring based off his reputation alone. He was a
Right.
skateboarder who
Right.
got 2 other skateboarders who dug his style, started rapping like him, started making videos. You know how many skateboarders there are? Look at Lil Dicky. You know how many nerds there are? You know how many people are sitting there who kind of like hip-hop, who think to themselves, oh, this is the mad lyricist that we've been waiting for, and follow him, and he makes a $50,000 appearance for showing up and doing 3 songs. That's because of YouTube. That's because of Facebook. It's beneficial in a certain extent. The only problem is the only thing that's beneficial, and the reason that he's complaining is that you do have certain people who are like this or who are like this. But those people aren't trendsetters. They're people who will follow a certain trend. The only time niggas is complaining about people who got famous on social media is because that nigga sounded like the last nigga who got famous on social media. That's why you don't hate on anybody who's underground. So it is a little bit beneficial, but it is like a catch-20. You're either good with the fact that you can use it, or you're either bad with the fact that you were able to use it based off another nigga's come up. There's a dude out right now named 22 Savage, and one of the most popular rappers right now is 21 Savage. There's a guy getting famous because his name is 22 Savage. Facts. Look it up on Warstar. Facts. He dropped a diss to him, and now he is the second highest looking video on YouTube because he changed one number in his name.
Listen to the voice of the youth, man. This is what's coming up right now.
This is what follows is what it is that I'm not mad because those same trendsetters are doing the same shit that I did or that they did when I was younger. I wanted to listen to Eminem because it was bad to listen to Eminem. Yeah. I want to listen to 50 Cent because 50 Cent's in the clubs on the radio. The fact that they were able to put themselves in a position for young people to listen to it, older people might have a different opinion based on it when it came out, but that's because they're older. And they're preaching the same shit back then. They're preaching the same shit that I'm preaching now, just on a different platform. Yeah. Curtis Blow wasn't talking about what he can get on the radio. He was talking about what he can get out in his neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then once that proceeded, people were talking about what they can get out on the radio. Then people were talking about what they can get on CD sales. Now people are talking about what they can get on social media. It's always been the same thing. It's like Joe said it best.
To others.
People in the 80s will tell you, oh, drugs were way better back in my day. No, the drugs are the same. You just grown an immunity to it.
But it's what happens now is everybody wants the most amount of profit, benefit gain for the least amount of effort. And that's where social media comes into it.
But is it
you know what? Here's the thing. This isn't a fad. Social media isn't a fad.
No,
it's not going anywhere.
It's a tool.
So it's
a
like
tool, it's a resource.
Darius keeps using the term trendsetter. This is the trend.
Yeah,
this is how it is now.
It absolutely
so if you don't have your IG correct, if you don't have your Twitter right, if you don't have 1 million likes on fucking YouTube, you're not gonna fucking make it.
Yep.
There is no more pop fucking music producers out there gonna make you rich. You gotta put in the work yourself. Which I don't complain about. I don't have a problem with that.
That's what I'm saying about trendsetter is that somebody who sounds like Kid Cudi is going to make more than somebody who sounds like Tupac in this day and age.
Right.
That's the whole thing I'm saying about trendsetting.
Yeah.
Is that you're going to sound like that, but you know what happens is a Kid Cudi comes out and then an adult Cudi comes out.
But it's like you look at
do it.
Yeah. You look at the greats in the past, though. It's like one person had the microphone, one person had that voice because they struggled. Now everybody has that voice. Yeah. Now it's like whoever gives a fuck, whoever like has the time to give a fuck or whatever, whoever contacts with that person, with that person's brain is a celebrity now because they got that like, they generate that like, they got that laugh, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a really big fucking difference than what it used to be.
The hustle never changes, and the hustle never changes for anybody. As time grows, the only thing that defines a hustler isn't based off what's going on around him. It's the adaptability.
It's
of
how
what's
he
going
uses
on
the tools around
if
him.
you used to be able to say, for instance, if you used to be able to sell whatever it is you're selling to people in only blue jeans, and you got a couple people in black jeans, and then those people in blue jeans switched over to black jeans, you need to find a way to adapt to be able to sell that same amount of product to the same people, but now who have just switched over to black jeans.
And you know that formula holds true with everything, not just music, and actually that formula's been around for a really long time. But what changes is your delivery method. Right. You know, like Blackwell was saying, you know, the radio is how you have to get out to get your music out. Well, now it's a lot easier.
It's tools at that point,
and that's what it boils down to. When people knock it, but it is what it is. And you know, when something comes along like IG or Twitter or YouTube, those things aren't going anywhere. And if people can use them to their advantage, I don't knock it for it because, you know what?
Because people were knocked 20, 30 years ago for using the radio to get their shit heard.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't have an issue with that. I mean, how could you possibly have an issue with that? Because we have artists now that you may be one of your favorite artists that you never would have known about before if it wasn't for those forms of delivery. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Like
you
that,
have
yeah.
your average person, Tommy, if he wants to sing, he can get on YouTube, and if he gets enough likes, he'll get noticed.
Tommy, I'll get you on The Voice, bro.
Yeah.
Tony, I got a
The thing
video
is-
that made 250,000 views. I guess.
Vine is one of those main social media
Well,
that
rest in
actually,
peace. But
that actually,
Peace to Vine.
So yeah,
actually
but
cut down too, and also a lot of those famous people on Vine, they're about to be cut off too.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
a
A
lot
lot
of
of those famous people were smart enough, though, to go to
a TV
Facebook
show.
or to YouTube and
Yeah.
TV shows.
Just go somewhere
Yeah.
where you
yeah,
can.
Facebook Live, YouTube Live.
But yeah, that's the thing. Is, but that's the
King
thing I'm
Bass
saying
is
is
Beat
that
the
it's all part
Blacks.
of the hustle. It'd be like if you're on radio and everybody knew your voice, and then you went to a TV show and say, "Hey, I used to voice the." They go, "Oh, that was you. You were funny," and we put you.
Well, what people don't realize that internet famous Jimmy. What people don't realize, internet famous Jimmy.
What?
What people don't realize now that internet famous is a real fucking thing. You know, they deny it. You know, being internet famous, online famous, whatever you want to call it, that's people are getting money off it.
It's a real life
Well,
achievement.
the thing is
You
that
get money.
No, I know.
Jimmy wants to
Over-
be one.
the reason why people with
I
money.
want to be one.
His
wanna
Twitch
be
account. Look, he wants a Twitch account. He wants a mad following. He wants to make enough money off of a following, off of a social media site that allows him to not have to work anymore.
And that's possible.
Right.
But
It's
his,
possible.
It's
his,
possible.
his
got
work
30
would be
followers right now.
doing what he does.
Well, not right now, but it is possible, son.
No, it's growing.
Yeah, I mean, like the reason why like internet famous is so controversial now is because the people who have money right now, the baby boomers that came up with their like like campaign to fame or the campaign to riches and everything like that, they can't grasp the concept of how people can like just view and click on a thing and like be inspired by it. They don't know how that is. So therefore, the people who run the companies right now, that's why they're always behind. But that's why you see younger people stepping up to the plate now.
Exactly.
Because they understand how why millennials are up at 3 a.m. just because their fucking ADHD kicked in and now they can't fucking sleep. So now they're watching this. They're looking at these memes. They're watching these videos. That's the way the world is now. So you have to adapt to that, just like a fucking hustler would.
Well, just
All
like
connected.
when radio, magazines, newspaper, 20, 30 years ago, that was the new thing.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get your shit on,
Yeah.
you know, the radio, you know, MTV, VH1, radio, whatever it was, it was new shit at that point. Everybody had to adapt to it, just like we're adapting now, to where you see people who are famous for no fucking reason, like Machine Gun Kelly,
Yeah.
Instagram,
yeah.
Twitter,
Kim
Facebook,
Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian, Tommy with the
Sex
save.
tape.
For
Yeah,
fuck's
she's just a
sake.
porn star.
Exactly.
The fact of the matter-
So, she's just a porn star, though.
She's
Really
really
just a
shitty.
porn
She's
star.
more than that.
Yeah.
She's a brand now. She's too
Yeah.
late. She's
Oh,
a
now.
Exactly.
She's
She is a
the
brand.
porn star.
She's a
excuse
culture.
me.
She
She's a
is
homemade porn star.
She is
She's a bad bitch.
She's a subsector.
She's
fashion.
a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So it's too late now. She
Social-
has her
social
roots.
media helped kill. honestly, we never got far in social media when we were in a band.
There are 10-year-old girls that looked up at Kim Kardashian. Think about how the fuck that's gonna end up.
Yeah.
Right, why do they want to be
Definitely.
like her?
Because it's what the
Because-
Because she's on every platform.
their older
And
sisters
I'm
looking
sorry,
at-
but that is the easiest gig in the world. You get paid.
Yeah.
no, we need
What,
this opinion.
what
You
gig?
get-
What gig?
Well, the gig to just get fucked on video one time, and all of a sudden everybody wants pictures of your
Well, it's
ass.
not
It's
It's not just one
it's
time,
not
though,
just
now.
that. No, it's not just that.
Yeah.
It's to get fucked on video, and everybody wanted to see you get
Yeah.
fucked.
So now, but there's only
You know
that
what
one
I mean?
Well,
video.
that's and
Well,
that's
so
what the
now
thing
she
is
just flaunts being naked.
But
Well, yeah,
she
because-
has the
because she-
easiest
she's
job in the
teasing.
world. Nothing.
We're live.
She
Yeah.
does nothing.
No,
she
yeah.
does. She contributes nothing to society.
You can qualify it as brand marketing, or really just some like fucking
don't
like
have to.
executive was like, "Hey, we can make you an app, and you can make money." Okay, and just fucking like do that. shit.
That's
Exactly how she
good.
sounds.
That's
And
a
that's-
good Kim Kardashian.
And that's how the Kim Kardashian app was born, and how this big fucking
The
dynasty.
sex tape should change the world.
Hold up. So we gotta talk
Change
about
my
what
world.
was that one girl that was on the Teen
Yeah,
Moms? What's her name? Farrah.
Farrah Abraham, backdoor teen mom.
Jesus, already.
Okay.
I follow that shit.
So you saw it.
Oh, I saw all the
She-
videos. There was like the one in the back of the limo. There was the one.
Pornhub.
But that falls
There
under
was
the
a
same
swing.
subject of it
They said
works.
Pornhub.
Kim Kardashian was just an okay chick with a fat ass who was dating a football player. And she fucked an R&B singer, I can't remember. Then she got famous. Now everybody else want to start doing it. It's the same thing. Nick grew his beard out. I'm like, girl, mine out. Now,
He's not
if this nigga got
Great.
famous, if he shaves his head, he gets famous.
His
And it's
beard
like, yo,
goes.
I'm Nick, I'm from Des Moines, and get famous. I'll be the next bald bearded nigga from Des Moines. Famous.
Right.
But my whole videos with these sponsored around, I used to have long hair.
Right.
and then bring niggas in. But see,
I'll tell you something,
but
man.
hold on. As much as it is a joke, that's the way it works. He grew a beard. I did this with my haircut. Oh, my hair used to be this, but I did the same thing, but mine's a little different. So,
But that's how it is, though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's that I'm better than you.
It's not just that. That's how it's been. That's how it's been in every form of business. You know what I'm saying? Somebody lays down the tracks and they make the formula, and you see as the formula works, you follow the fucking formula.
Right. See,
And
baby.
that's how you make it.
And that's being a hustle. That is what being a hustler is.
Exactly.
Adapting
It is.
to
Oh,
your
yeah.
environment, to what you're seeing, and making that same amount of
100%.
effort. So
Where are we at on time?
we're about a couple minutes out.
We got 4 minutes. And we're gonna have another one.
Conclusions, guys. Conclusions. Last thoughts
About what? We're doing
Kim
another one.
Kardashian changed
about
the
Kim
world.
Kardashian.
Yeah, we'll do another one.
Julie Allison hates her.
Listen, like I mentioned earlier,
I vote her for president.
I don't have an opinion on her because that hurts her more than my hate.
like I mentioned earlier, there's been a imaginary standard set for women that they have to reach a certain kind of goal, and she the only thing she does is that lengthen that is because surgery, everything like that. This is the image that you have to convey.
Her ass
to
is
be-
real.
This is the image you have to convey
Her
to be
face
like
isn't.
an effective female, and it's
Yeah.
not fucking true, and she's conveying that message.
Seal's lips.
Here-
Stay real.
Here's my thing.
Okay.
If you can watch two dogs fight to the death and find entertainment out of it, then there's entertainment value to it. If you can watch, two chickens fight to the death, then there's entertainment value to it. There's money to be made. There's a place for somebody to get rich or get famous. If you can watch some chick from wherever the fuck she's from walk around with her weird fucking family and follow their lives, and people are interested in it, then there's a reason for it to be on TV.
The only people who I've met
If
who are
somebody-
the biggest keeping up with the Kardashian fan are people who don't like her.
But that's my point, though.
Yeah.
But that's my point. I don't have a view on her, but I don't know shit about her. Do you have a view on her? You don't care for her?
I really don't.
People don't care for her. They
I
know
don't like-
everything there is to know fucking about
I don't like
her.
girls looking up to her. That's my big
well.
thing.
But I mean,
Get used to it, toots. She's
Zach,
here to stay.
Zach's mom.
I knew it.
Zach's mom watches. Not
Make
this
you don't
Zach.
know my mama.
Not this Zach. Another Zach. Zach, you know what I'm talking about. His mom watches Keeping Up with the Kardashians every day. Yeah, she's fucking disgusted by it. Like, I can't believe they're doing something that ratchet. I can't believe they're doing something
you
that
watch
chintzy. But she's tuning in, though.
Yeah.
It's
But
like a
they're
car
getting
wreck.
those
You
views,
can't
though.
look away.
But she
It's
can't
like
look
going
away,
to the
though.
zoo without leaving your house.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Julia said it best.
What?
It's
Well, I
like
guess
going to
what
the
you
zoo
Do
without
without
leaving your house.
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like
So now you got all the information.
Can't bring up Zeus, man. I'm still not over her.
What are those chintzy, Armenian bitches doing now? Let's find out. What's up, Jimbo?
Jimbo.
We're gonna get to part 3.
Jimbo. Yeah, so that's just the society we live in.
Tune in,
You know what I'm saying?
part
Part
3
three.
in like 15 seconds.